Welcome to the Royal Institution. It's a fantastic place, this. If you ever wander around afterwards, it's the home of science. So Faraday worked here and a load of other scientists that I'd never heard of, but this is top-notch science and really apt for this session on analytics and data science. So we've actually done events here before. We love it here. But this is the first pure analytics event that we've done here, and we're quite excited about that because analytics and the advances in analytics over the last couple of years have really unlocked that scientific core, which was kind of why we started the company in the first place. We've always called it the search laboratory, but you know, the stuff that you can do with analytics and data science that you'll learn about this morning is really game-changing. And if you can get to grips with some of this stuff, and if you can do this particular piece better than your competitors, then you'll beat them. You know, there's no sort of opinions in this stuff. It's all fact, it's all science, and there's some really clever stuff. So I hope you learn a lot this morning. The agenda is as follows. You've seen this in the intro that went out, but first up we've got Chris Attewell, who's our head of sales, global head of sales, who's just going to introduce the 360 suite. So it's you know, there's a kind of complex ecosystem there that Chris will explain. And then we're really pleased to have Justus from Google here, who's going to talk about global trends on attribution and measurement. And then our own CTO, Angus Hamilton, is going to talk about the challenges of attribution from a practical perspective. So, you know, we do a lot of this with our clients, and he's going to walk through some of the things that we found doing some of this work. And then take on plenty of coffee, because after the break, we're getting into the hard stuff. So we're getting into advanced features and customization with Paul Shearing, who's our head of analytics and data science. So that's the meat of really some of the clever stuff that you can do. And then Ed, our head of programmatic, is going to take some of that stuff and he's going to show you how you can apply it when trying to target audiences. This is when you start to really make the data work for you. So yeah, and then Matches. So we've got Alessandro here from one of our clients, Matches Fashion, who's going to talk about their experiences with data and attribution. So we're really pleased to welcome him. And then afterwards, out where the coffee was, there's 3-4 tables. We're going to be out there. All the experts that have been speaking will be out there, and you can ask them anything you want. So make the most of that. These are the top people. They know all about analytics, cookies, audiences, all of that stuff. So, you know, don't go without asking them all your hard questions. For those of you who don't know Search Laboratory, just as a brief intro, we were formed in 2005, so we've been going over 12 years now. And our kind of mantra is this data-driven stuff. So we actually started as a PPC company doing multilingual PPC, but always my background is maths and science, and at our core, we do things by the numbers. So we're really pleased to be a Google Analytics 360 sales partner. So we're one of the top level of Google Analytics partners. And I think this kind of whole analytics thing brings us back to why we started in the first place, which is the science and the data and making informed decisions about your marketing. We've got 140 staff. Most of those staff are in Leeds in the UK, but we've got an office in New York as well. So that's us. Some of our clients. There we are. And so on to our first speaker. So our first speaker is Chris Attewell. He's our global head of sales. And Chris actually set up our New York office. So Chris spent 2 years over in New York, setting up the office and explaining to people over that entire 2 years that he wasn't Australian. So without further ado, Chris, over to you.